to you. It's just about time for the area's only live local talk and entertainment show, Virginia This Morning. We are launching into action. I'm Amy Lacey with Andreas White Murdaugh today. It's so good to see you. This is the first time I've seen you since
I haven't seen you all year.
I know,
My
right?
goodness. It's good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And listen, we're going to have to work on a theme song for 2025 because when the A team is together, there's like a special energy.
I think there is.
So we got to figure out what that's going to be.
Okay, that can be part of our resolution for, you know, the first part of the year, and then we're going to make it happen.
That's right. Well, it's always great to kickstart the day here on this one-of-a-kind live show. And we have had so much fun already, even this morning, catching up.
Yeah.
What's been new and exciting this year?
Well, you know, I talked about it. It was late last year, but I did a whale watching trip off the coast of Virginia with my daughter, and it was just like really special. I always love doing it. I've done it quite a few times in the past, but this was her first time going out there, and it's pretty magical.
I tell you. Okay, this is something that I will admit I've never talked with anyone about.
Yeah.
And so when you said that's what you were doing, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I have now added this to my bucket list.
It's great.
Because I've got to get out there, and I'm going to need all the pro tips.
Yeah, it's only in the winter, but you can go out there between about December and February, and you go out and you just see these massive, you know, these whales that are doing their thing, and they're active, and they're kind of, you know, feeding and playing, and it's just pretty amazing. You realize we really are just very little compared to what else is joining us on this place called Earth.
That's right. And you also saw some other creatures while you were out there.
Yeah, some dolphins and some birds and a lot of things. And they say that you can see some seals sometimes. We didn't see any this time, but I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And I got a quick little video clip, and we're going to share it next week, or we're going to start editing it.
I was going to say, we need to see the footage because this truly does sound magical.
Yeah, it's pretty
a great way to start the year. And I hope that you all put it on your bucket list too. It's certainly on mine.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yes.
Well, Shady Grove Elementary School is looking forward to celebrating their Cardinal Cultures Night next month, and you are invited to attend. Tawanda Robinson is the school's Vice President of Programs. She will share the details of the evening of food and fun. That's all coming up.
Looking forward to that. And speaking of great food, we have lunch and dessert today.
Okay.
First, we'll start off with something sweet. Justin Ross is the owner and pastry chef of JC Desserts, and he makes his debut in our live show today. He is one of the participating vendors taking part in the Cardinals Culture Night presented by the Shady Grove Elementary School. Justin's going to be preparing some black velvet and raspberry trifle, and then he'll pack up, and our fan favorite executive chef Asar Ariank will share a kitchen hack and then wrap up with a few quesadillas, chicken quesadillas for us. We cannot wait for all of that.
Yum, yum, yum. Dave Parker has a great gig. He travels in and around Central Virginia and beyond and discovers everything from mountains to state parks, wineries, so much more. His adventure takes him to Old Town Alexandria this morning. We will share his experience in about 20 minutes.
All right, well, now it's time to get a check of the first weekend of 2025 forecast with the one and only Mike Stone. And it sounds like that four-letter word might be coming our way, Mike. What's happening? We're not ready.
Which one? I'm from Jersey. I know lots of four-letter words.
Well, Mr. B says S-N-O-W is a four-letter word.
Yeah, we may have some of that Sunday night into Monday morning. I'll be honest with you, that storm Sunday into Monday looks pretty complicated. It's still off the west coast of the U.S., so we're going to have at least 48 hours to get through the finer details. Outside this morning, it's been mostly cloudy to overcast. Temperature currently is 36 degrees. Winds are light right now. The southwest at 5 makes it feel more like 32, but the winds are going to pick up today and gust over 25 miles an hour. So temperatures right now, area wide, low to mid to upper 30s, and with the breeze outside, we have some wind chills in the 20s to low 30s. The storm that we're watching still off the west coast of the United States. It's about 2,500 miles away, so it has a long bit of real estate to cross before it gets to us. It'll track across the country this weekend. We're watching this disturbance off towards the west. There are some breaks in the clouds out by the mountains, but the clouds will fill back in as that system approaches from the west. We're dry now, just a mostly cloudy to overcast sky. And with the breeze this afternoon, wind chills will stay in the 30s to around 40 degrees, but the actual thermometer readings will get into the mid to upper 40s. A few spots to the south may even get close to 50. As that that disturbance comes through with a cold front. Some widely scattered rain showers this afternoon into this evening. Maybe cold enough to mix in a few wet snowflakes, mostly to the north and northeast of Richmond. Not out of the realm of possibility. Might get a snow shower or two across the northern neck later today. But that moves on out. We clear out tonight. Tomorrow is going to be a nice looking day, but it's going to be cold. We'll have some 20s in the morning, and then an afternoon high will stay below 40 degrees. We'll have a lot of 30s, and tomorrow the wind chills will stay in the 20s to around 30 degrees. But that storm off the west coast makes it into the Plains and Rockies by late tomorrow, and then it works into our region going into Sunday evening. Starts off as a little bit of snow, but you see this big little band of purple. That indicates a little bit of a mix, either some sleet or some freezing rain. And as warm air comes in just above the surface, it will cause some of that sleet and freezing rain to track northward Sunday night into Monday. I think a lot of us will just change over to plain old rain for at least a chunk of Monday. As the storm leaves Monday evening, it brings cold air in behind it, so we may go back over to snow for a couple of hours. As of right now, looks like the best chance of seeing snowfall accumulation is going to be across northern and northwestern Virginia. In the metro, it's a little bit tricky. We may get a very light accumulation of snow and sleet, changes over to all rain, washes it all away. And as the system departs, we may get a light snow accumulation at the end of it. But the best chance of seeing at least a few inches of snow will be across northern and northwestern Virginia. So that comes in here late Sunday evening into Sunday night, lasts through Monday. In the metro, goes from snow to a mix and then to all rain. And then after that, we could have some decent snowfall north and northwest of Richmond. 38 tomorrow, 40 on Sunday, and then widespread 30s all of next week. We'll talk more about the weekend storm coming up today on the news at noon. Virginia This Morning begins right after this break.
Good morning to you. We hope your Friday will be fun, festive, and fabulous. It's after 9 o'clock, and Virginia This Morning is underway. Thank you for joining us each and every weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. I'm Amy Lacey.
I'm Andrea Swipe-Murdoch, and I didn't realize it was Friday until you just said
I
it.
know, right? It's been that kind of week,
It's been that kind of week. I'm still very much in the time frame of what day is it? Who am I?
Holiday mode, right?
Yeah, but it's going to be another great day here in Central Virginia. There's so many things to do and see, especially on the weekends. And speaking of weekends, and now that we know the weekend is on the horizon,
Yeah.
do you have anything fun planned?
I don't know. I think I would like to go to the Science Museum maybe.
Ooh, yes.
Because I did a story a few weeks back about the Math Alive exhibit that they have there, showing how math is literally everywhere around us in life. And I think that maybe I'd like to take my daughter there.
That sounds like a grand old time.
It's like a good way to ease back into school. Like, let's learn a little bit. Because, you know, in theory, she's going back to school on Monday, but if there's snow, the kids may, you know, get some more time off.
That's right. And then we'll celebrate math and science and the environment that day, too.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
you know, plenty to be done, especially as we kick off the new year.
Well, do you have anything planned this weekend?
Well, it's my mother-in-law's birthday, so we'll be doing some celebrating.
Mother-in-law.
Yes, she's got a lovely January birthday, and we try to make sure that we separate that a little bit from the Christmas holiday, you know, so we'll be doing some cold weather celebrations.
You know, our show executive producer, her birthday was yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah, so happy birthday. If you're watching today, you shouldn't be, though, because you have some time off. So,
That's right.
Yeah, we want people to have time off, too. It's always great for the body, mind, and spirit.
She told me she was going to be out, but she didn't say why, and now we know.
There
now
you
we
go.
know. Happy birthday, Tori.
Well, it is customary for us to share what you can expect to see. We will have delicious chicken quesadillas, a black velvet and raspberry trifle. We will hear all about the Shady Grove Elementary School Cardinals Cultural Night and much more for you this morning, but you do have to stay tuned.
That's right. Now, it's January 3rd. It's the first Friday of 2025. It's the 14th day of winter. So if you do the math, that means there are 76 days left until spring.
I'm already counting
Yeah,
down.
who's counting, right? Today is the 10th day of the 12 days of Christmas season, because I'm still very much in celebration.
Yes, you are.
And so the lyrics would be on the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a leaping.
Okay, there you go. My daughter learned that song, and she's been singing it a whole lot this season. And she'll sometimes ask me, which which number is this or what? And so I'll tell her today 10 is Lords of Leaping. That
Yes.
one I do know because I don't always remember it.
Well, and I was thinking it was going to be one of the ones about birds because there are a lot of birds
There are a
in
lot
that
of
song. I'm
absolutely.
very glad that My True Love is not giving me birds.
Yeah, that would be a lot. But while we are still talking about the holidays, on Sunday we started a Facebook poll asking our friends this question. When do you take down your holiday decorations? Here are the current results. 21% said their decorations were already down by Sunday. 6% say they take theirs down around January 1st. 53% say they like to wait until after the new year. And 20% say it depends on their mood. Something tells me you will have trees up well
Yeah.
into the spring.
We're still in the 12 days of Christmas, so
right.
I can't commit to anything more than that. They'll get down eventually. Well, we've got to take a commercial break. We hope to see you on the other side of it.
Welcome back, everybody. A multicultural celebration at Shady Grove Elementary School happening on February 20th will feature food and fun. Local pastry chef Justin Ross is standing by in the kitchen as he is one of the featured vendors taking part in the event. We'll connect with him and Andreas in just a few minutes. But first, we talk with Tawanda Robinson, the Vice President of Programs at Shady Grove Elementary School. Good morning, Tawanda.
Good morning.
It's so nice to have you here because this is really a celebration about and for your students.
It is. Thank you so much for having me, Amy.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what folks can expect.
So folks can expect cultural diversity and inclusivity. That is what Shady Grove Elementary School prides itself on, and we can expect a lot of cultural things to be displayed in terms of posters and information about the different cultures and the different nationalities, beautiful flags, beautiful costumes, artwork to be featured, and there's also performances and dance and songs. So it was a very exciting day for us at Shady Grove Elementary School.
How many different cultures will be represented there?
Well, usually there are well over 40 cultures.
Wow.
So the display is wonderful. You get to see an array of fashion, in an array of culture, food, different taste testings, just a beautiful thing to partake in, and it's really welcoming to all diversities, and that's what we pride ourselves on.
And this is representative of the students at the school?
It is a representative of the students at the school at Shady Grove Elementary School, and we are led by our fearless leader, Miss Ellen Guidry and Miss Layla Marshall, so we're excited for the opportunity to come in February.
I understand that this used to be called, what, International Night?
Yes, it used to be called International Night.
Where did the idea for it come from in the first place?
Well, because we pride ourselves, we do so many things to diversify our school and make everyone feel inclusive. That includes all abilities and all students. So that's where it came from. So we said, why not promote this type of diversity and make it live and make it inclusive for everyone. So we've been doing it ever since, and we've been having a blast doing it.
And it's for the school and at the school, but folks in the community are invited to attend.
Folks in the community are invited to attend. We do have a sign-up sheet, if anyone is interested in maybe hosting a table to talk about their culture, and also if they want to perform, there is a sign-up sheet for that as well.
And I understand this year too, it's going to be very hands-on. You have a crafts area too that folks can learn a little bit about, you know, some of the crafts that are native to various cultures.
Definitely. There is a craft station in which they teach you about the crafts, making bracelets and making different flags, a different type of items that they have featured. So we also have a passport that they'd be able to stamp on when they go through every country. So it's so exciting, and we look forward to it.
Okay, so we have to talk about the food. We have Justin here, Chef Justin, who is going to be one of the featured vendors there. What other types of foods do you typically see at this type of event that folks can sample?
Oh my goodness, we have things from lentils to noodles to savory rices and savory soups, different kind of drinks and smoothies, and it's just, the list goes on, different kinds of desserts, which are my favorite. It's just an array of food and just a very exciting opportunity. I love it, and I look forward to it.
What do the students get out of this each year?
Each year they feel like, you know, I'm really glad that I attend this school, and really makes them, give them a sense of belonging and just to share their culture and be happy with sharing it. And know that we are embracing it and we're embracing all cultures. That makes them feel very, very good about themselves.
I love it. A great sense of community.
Yes.
And it just really helps to celebrate each and every person who's a part of it.
That's right.
Thank you, Tawanda, for being here
Thank
today.
you for
Absolutely.
having
I'm so
me.
excited about this event. And if you are too, it is at Shady Grove Elementary School. It's their annual Cardinal Cultures Night. February 20th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. If you're looking to sign up for a table or to perform there, you have to submit your request no later than February 8th. For more information, you can visit virginiathismorning.com. Now, Andreas, you're over in the kitchen with Chef Justin.
That's right. Justin Ross is a Virginia-based owner of JC Desserts. He's lending his pastry talents to the Shady Grove Elementary School's Cardinal Cultures Night that we just talked about. And today he makes his debut in our Virginia This Morning kitchen and will make his signature black velvet raspberry trifles.
There you go.
Now, we often hear about red velvet, but we've got black velvet. Tell us about it.
Well, black velvet is a little bit, I like to call it a little bit more sexier than the red velvet, you know. One thing with the red velvet, it's a lot of food coloring in it these days, so we like to stay away from that at JC Desserts. So we keep it straight black velvet, and then that tang from the cream cheese icing and the raspberry jam, perfect.
All right, well, let's start at the beginning.
Yeah. So super simple. This is easy. You can make it at home. Don't make things harder than it needs to be, right? So I like to grab a board. We have fresh cake crumbs, we have raspberry jam, and the cream cheese icing. So I always like to grab a tray because, you know, you like to make a mess a little bit, so try to contain it as much as possible.
Containing the messes, I like it. Intentional messes.
Intentional messes. And this is perfect for like when you get with the kids or anything like that. Just bake a cake. You can get box cake at the restaurant, or not the restaurant, the grocery store. Something simple, you know?
So is this more of a chocolate that we're working with?
Yes. So
Okay.
it's going to be more chocolate, more heavy on the chocolate. With the red velvet, naturally, it's a medium body chocolate, I like to call it. But this is full throttle all the way.
Full throttle chocolate, that's my kind of party.
Yes, so we'll just layer this in here. And the best thing about trifles is not like baking a cake or not like decorating a cake. You don't have to be super talented. You don't have to, you know, go to school and all this stuff. Make it simple, man.
Make it simple. And you've got a few different kinds of containers. So
Yes.
this trifle is going to look different depending on which vessel you choose.
Exactly. So, you know, you can find what's great about, you know, being at home is like wine glasses. They look perfect for like small dinner parties, things like that. These containers here, you can find them at different stores, you know, whether it's Walmart, Publix, who is it? Michael's, whoever, you know, crafty stores.
Yeah.
So.
But you don't have to have a fancy vessel. You said use what you have at home.
Exactly.
And find a vessel to build your very easy dessert.
That's it. You know, if all you have is a casserole dish, let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
So boom, we'll get that out the way.
So we've gotten all of them filled with cake.
Yes. So cake is out the way.
Just that easy.
Boom. Great for cake balls or cake pops, you know, if you have anything left over. Me, personally, I just like to snack on it by itself. So.
Now, if you grabbed this, let's say you made your cake out of a boxed recipe, you are really just kind of crumbling it up after you've baked it?
Yeah, so no need for like a whole bundt cake and like a bundt pan or anything like that. You know, just put it on a regular sheet pan, something flat, which cuts down the cooking time tremendously. So this took maybe 15 minutes at the most. In and out, let it cool. If you want to keep it in the refrigerator or the freezer, cakes typically, you know, hold for about, I'd say 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then from there, you know, take it out when you want to. You know?
So little bits and pieces. If you only need one serving, you can keep things going for a little
something
while.
personal for yourself. You know, you're having a fun, nice time out by yourself. You know,
That's a great recommendation at the start of the year. Don't feel like you have to eat the whole cake. Make it,
Exactly.
and you'll have a few servings to go.
You know, if you're really smart, you know, you make a couple of these, store them in the freezer as well, and pull it out when you want to.
All right. So one of the cool things about a trifle is the layering that has to happen.
Oh, yes, indeed. So it doesn't have to be perfect as usual. So we'll just, boom, a little bit here, a little bit there.
So just one layer, no matter what the shape of your dish is.
Now this is going to be more aimed toward anyone at home. Starting off, if you're, you know, at-home baker or anything like that, one layer is perfectly fine. You're looking to wow your guests, wow your family, one layer is fine. Now, if you come to JC Desserts, we're
going to stack it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to stack it up pretty much.
Well, show us how we stack it. I see you've got your piping bags here.
Yeah, and this is just raspberry jam. You can make this at home as well with fresh raspberries. However, if you want to just, for convenience sake, I'd say if you want to skimp on time-wise, you know, not everybody has time to make raspberry jam. Grab something, you know, that's either made fresh, farmers markets, grocery stores also have, you know, local stuff as well. So if you're going to skimp on the time, don't skimp on the quality. That's what I say. That's
a great recommendation, especially as we look to shop local and find delicious things in our neighborhoods that are going to add to our desserts.
And the good thing is we have a farmers market presence as well. However, there's so many other bakers, there's so many other people who make local jams, local jellies, things like that. It's a really great opportunity.
Love it.
So now everything here you can find at the grocery store, at Walmart, wherever. So piping bags you find there, tips, doesn't matter what tip. This is a star tip. However, you know, if you have a rose tip, which is going to give you a straight line, it's so many different ways to, you know, make this fun.
But use what you have.
Use what you have. So this is what we call like a little rope technique with the star tip.
Beautiful.
Super easy, elegant, boom. And then this, little rosettes at the top. And then we'll do the same rope technique here, different vessel. Mm-hmm. But still elegant as well.
Still very elegant. Beautifully done.
And then we'll put a little bit more on top of there.
That's right. We're going to keep on stacking in our trifle. And again, these layers, you can choose how many layers you want, what your rosettes look like on the top, and make it just that easy.
And then, so for the more cake enthusiasts, we have a little bit of gold leaf here, edible gold leaf. And this is going to give it that extra pizzazz that you want. Like I said, really easy to make things look really nice, really elegant, very simple.
Just like that, you have a beautiful trifle. We didn't spend a lot of time, we didn't spend a lot of money, but we have something that is absolutely gorgeous and will certainly wow your guests in the new year and will certainly wow those attendees at Shady Grove Elementary School. Justin Ross is just one of the vendors that you'll get to see at Shady Grove Elementary School's annual Cardinal Cultures Night on February 20th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. If you're looking to sign up for a table or to perform, you just have to submit your request no later than February 8th. For more information, visit virginiathismorning.com. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Amy, what's up next?
Well, my mouth is watering, so hopefully I can get through this segment. Invest 529 and CBS 6 are proud partners in presenting Battle of the Brains every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. right here on CBS 6. Tune in tomorrow as Tallwood High School takes on Huguenot High School in this week's Battle of the Brains. And now here is your chance to get in on the fun. Answer the following question correctly for your chance to win an Invest 529 account worth $529. Here's today's question. Can the beneficiary of an Invest 529 account be changed? Yes, to another eligible family member. B, only during a full moon. C, no, it's set in stone. Or D, only if you solve a riddle. Submit your answer now to wtvr.com/BOB for your chance to win. And stay with us. We have more Virginia This Morning after the break. You know what that music means? It is time to take a look inside the inbox.
That's right. Today, Evan Armour was able to pull some of the submissions for today's special feature. Take a look.
Hey, good morning. It is so much fun seeing all those pictures and videos pour in. I have been sifting through our inbox, taking a look at each and every one of them, and I have a couple that I want to feature for you this morning. So let's go ahead and get started. Up first, our colleague Raymond sent in this photo. He and his family have been up to sword fighting. Looks like those might have been some Christmas presents for a bit of family fun. Looks like a good time. Thank you so much for sharing this one with us, Raymond. Well, check out this photo from Virginia This Morning viewer Kathy. She and her husband recently got back from spending Christmas with Mr. and Mrs. Claus. That's her 83-year-old mom, Ruby, and 86-year-old dad, Charles. Here's a little bit about them, according to proud daughter Kathy. They've lived in West Virginia their whole lives. They've been married for 67 years. They raised 4 children and live in the same house that Charles built for the last 54 years. They've traveled to all 50 states by car, plane, or boat, some of them more than once. Kathy says she feels so blessed to have been able to celebrate the holidays all together. I love that for you, Kathy. Glad you got some good family time in. And thanks for thinking of us and sharing this picture with us this morning. Friend of the show, Pamela K. Kinney, submitted this photo on our Facebook page. This is her cat, Shade. Shade got a new bed for Christmas, and Pamela says she knew it was hers from the moment she laid eyes on it. Shade laid right down on it, and Pamela says it's been hard to get her out of it ever since. Shade knows what she likes, Pamela, and she looks super duper cozy. I do not blame her one bit. Well, you know we love being everywhere you are, and this morning, Virginia This Morning viewer Karen is taking us all along to her visit to Nags Head with these photos. She's been enjoying her time on the beach and enjoying the sun and the sand. And here's a shot from a stop at Jockey's Ridge State Park. Oh, we wish we could be there with you, Karen. Looks like such a beautiful visit. The beach just really hits different in the winter. Thank you so much for sharing these photos with all of us today. Well, how about this labor of love? Virginia This Morning viewer Tony is making a dinosaur quilt for her grandson. She couldn't find a pattern that she really liked, so she took these coloring pages, copied them, and made those into the patterns. This one, she says, is going to take her a couple of months to complete, but she says she is not finished with this one. Her goal is to make a quilt for each of her children, each of her grandchildren, and each of her great-grandchildren. What a special gift to be able to give them that they can just really cherish and use and remember you by for years and years to come. Well, that is a look inside our inbox here for Everywhere You Are. And now I'll send it back to you in the studio.
If you're having fun with your family, friends, or your furry friends, we'd like to share in the adventure while staying connected to you.
Please send us a video, picture, or comment to our Virginia This Morning Facebook or Instagram pages, or email us at virginiathismorning@wtvr.com. We will take care of the rest and feature those photos.
Well, stay tuned because there's more coming up right after this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our live Friday morning show. So much of what we see in travel stories is what it's like to visit a particular place, but we don't often get a look at what it's like to live there. In this tape segment, Dave Parker heads to Old Town Alexandria, where residents are surrounded by a long and storied past. Take a look.
This segment is sponsored by Rockingham Insurance.
So much is made of visiting Old Town Alexandria, but day to day, it's a neighborhood where residents do neighborhood things, like walk their dogs along the waterfront, have coffee, sit outside their antique shops. Mike Manuel works in real estate in Old Town, and he's lived here for years.
I love Old Town. It's 5 miles south of DC. We've got great bars, great restaurants, a wonderful neighborhood feel. parking can be a challenge.
One of the first things to know about Old Town is the first thing you see, the architecture. Depending on location, remodeling a home in Old Town can be like the parking, challenging. But those strict regulations help keep up this historic charm. It's why the 100 block of Prince Street is likely the most photographed. There were 3 separate photo shoots happening in just the 20 minutes I was there. That dedication to preservation includes the unique. There are 4 spite houses in Old Town. By spite, they mean homes that were built to spite someone else, although the stories vary. They're homes that were built in alleys, ranging anywhere from 7 to 8 feet wide. And yes, people sleep here. Living in Old Town means being able to walk or ride a bike to most places. You're also a metro ride away from Nationals Park. Or where the Washington Spirit plays.
Woo-hoo, Washington wins!
It's important to note that some of Old Town's history is painful and continues to be part of the social fabric here. But in a country where we hopefully work toward the ideal, Old Town is carried forward by those determined to honor and live among the past. In Alexandria, I'm Dave Parker.
Another great adventure in a city I love. Thanks, Dave. For home, auto, and farm insurance, give Rockingham Insurance a call. That's 800-434-7736 or visit rockingham.insure to find a local agent.
Whether you're a seasoned chef or a novice cook, we can all use tried and true kitchen hacks that can make our lives easier while preparing food. Our great friend of the show, restaurant owner and executive chef Asar Aryank, is here with his hack. Then we will take a break and he'll put together some delicious chicken quesadillas. Hi, Chef. Welcome back. So good to see you. I was telling you that this is a great hack. It involves cobs of corn. Tell us more.
Well, often when you have to cut the kernels of corn off the cob, if you just do it regularly on a cutting board, a lot of them tend to escape and jump off the cutting board.
It kind of rolls on the floor, and then cleanup is harder.
A little bit tougher, unless you have a furry friend around that might, jump on the corn. But yeah, so I'm going to show in this hack just a simple way if you have like a, a bundt pan or something, because it has this little stage at the center that you can just put the corn right there on the center of the stage and cut it off the cob. So it's really simple. So I have a knife, and you want to have a knife that is sharp, because that helps. You want to have some sharpness to it.
If you have to keep sawing at it,
it's defeating the whole purpose.
It's gonna break the kernels.
So you just set it on the stage, and then we're just gonna. We had some jump off because it's so fresh that.
We don't have any furry friends in the studio, but if I was doing this at home, even my cat would be very interested in seeing everything that's going on. No, but I think when you do this with corn, it just makes it so delicious.
Yeah, it's fresh. The freshness is great.
It's crispy, and it adds some great texture.
So then you get to catch them all right there.
Very nice.
And then I'll show you another little hack too. This one is for, people that you might be afraid to cut it this other way if you're not as experienced with a chef knife. But I'm going to show you another way that you can do it as well. You can use it on your cutting board, and then what you'll do is you're going to want to create that flat edge so it can sit still on you.
It doesn't roll
so
on
you just hold it and just cut off a little section like that to now sit it flat.
Ooh, and I love when they come off in those almost like sheets.
Yeah, there you go, right there, the sheet.
So good. I love that on a salad.
So there you go. That's 2 ways right there that you can do it.
Now, when would you maybe use this? What would a recipe that you
if you wanted to make a corn salsa, if you wanted to incorporate this into a salad, it would taste great. Creamed corn. You can do corn pudding with it. So there's a few ways that you could utilize it right there.
I'm really hungry. Chef Asar is going to stay here in the kitchen as he gets ready to feature his chicken quesadillas. In the meantime, if you'd like more information on his restaurant, Firehouse 15, or the catering services he provides, we'll put a link on our show website by early this afternoon. Just check out virginiathismorning.com and stay with us. The chicken quesadillas are coming up next. welcome back. Just before the break, Chef Asor shared his kitchen hack, and now it is time for the main dish.
Chicken quesadillas are on the Virginia This Morning menu. Chef, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's always good to have you, and always good to have. I had a chicken quesadilla from you years and years ago that I still think about. So I'm very excited to make more chicken quesadillas today.
Alrighty, so always start with a nice hot pan, like I always say. So we're just gonna put a little bit of oil in that pan right there. And what I have here is just some cubed chicken, and I have a spice mixture that consists of, has some cumin in here. I have some cayenne pepper, some paprika, some salt, little granulated garlic, onion powder, oregano, thyme, chili, red pepper chili flakes.
So this is gonna have a little kick to it.
Kick to it, yep.
Uh-huh.
So then we're just gonna put that on there.
Very generous with
Yeah,
it,
generously.
too. A lot of kick is going to be in there.
That's going to give you the nice punch that you're looking for.
Now, when I notice your seasoning is already mixed up, ready to go, is
Mixed
it
and ready to
kind
go.
of equal parts? of
Just,
things?
yep, about equal parts of that. And then, you know, if you don't want to make up your own, you know, blend, you can get some of the ones they have in the store. But a lot of those, the number one ingredient is just salt.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah.
it's easy. This will last a lot longer if you make it yourself.
There's the sizzle.
Okay, so that's the sizzle we're looking for. We'll put that right there. Change that glow.
Now, you've cut the chicken into nice
about
nice
fourth of
chunks.
an inch chunks. And the reason you want to do that is because it cooks fairly quickly and they're bite-sized because we're putting it inside of a quesadilla. So, of course, you don't want it to be really big, you know? So, I'm
You're
gonna
right, it's
spread those
cooking
out.
very quickly.
Yep, and then what we want to happen here is we want that caramelization. That caramelization, it gives it some nice color, and it also brings out the natural sugar in the product that you're cooking here, which is chicken. So,
What kind of oil are we using for
we're
this?
just using vegetable oil here, and the reason why we use vegetable oil is because it has a higher smoke point than, let's say, olive oil, so you can use really high temperatures and not have your whole kitchen look like you're in fog and smoke, you know?
You know, and I think this is a mistake that I make when making chicken quesadillas. I don't season the chicken necessarily. But you need to make sure that everything is taken care of that you're going to put in the recipe, give it its own life.
For sure. So
well, and this chicken, as I mentioned, I've had a chicken quesadilla with you before, but this is going to be a totally different recipe because of the spice that we're adding to the chicken on the front end.
Sure. So we got spices in it. And, you know, I make all different types of, you know, quesadillas or tacos or different things of that nature. So depending or contingent on the spice blend that you utilize, that's going to dictate your flavor. So a lot of the times I like to go with the Caribbean flavors and flares. So if I wanted to take it to that direction, you could put jerk. You can do the jerk one and do jerk chicken quesadillas. I think that's the one you had before, yeah. And then with that one, you know, I do different, pineapple salsas and things of that nature. And you can serve it with fried plantains and stuff. So that's what you want to do with that.
I'm really excited about this because the sky is the limit with chicken quesadillas. Now I'm learning. I don't know that I've ever tried to do so much with it, but well, I'm going to do it.
It could be a great way if you have a lot of chicken that you need to utilize to cook it in a few different flavors.
Different ways. So that's right at that color that we're looking for. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil on this right here. I'm going to slap this down. What I'm going to do, I have some sharp cheddar cheese as well as some pepper jack, and I'm going to spread that out on here.
So your pepper jack looks like it's in some larger chunks.
This is just some larger chunks. It's going to give you some nice little pockets of some heat and little different, you know, like surprise flavors, little pockets of it.
Now, is there ever a scenario where you say, "Ooh, that's too much cheese"?
Well, if you're on a special diet, you can say that, but other than that, no.
Other than that, no.
Other than that, it's like the more cheese,
the merrier. Yeah, the more the merrier, right? So now I'm going to add some, added some red onion, which is really a purple onion. You know, we just call them red onions for whatever reason, but you add the onion in there, and I have some of that corn from the hack.
That you cut and you showed us how to do it. Some of those little sleeves or those little pages of it are still there.
Still in there,
I love that.
So you don't cook this very long because you still want it to have some of that snap and that freshness to it. So it doesn't take very long at all because you still want it to have that nice pop and freshness. And when you cook,
crunch.
the crunch factor. When you cook things for very long periods of time, it kills the enzymes in it, and that's the nutritional content that you're looking for in each vegetable. So that's good. And so now we have this melting. I'm going to take a quick peek. Nice. See, that's beautiful lines on it. So I'm going to show you another little hack or a little trick. So we see that the lines are facing this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the quesadilla and just
and
rotate it. So then we'll have the fancy design. I'm just going to take that off now because the heat is enough. There's enough residual heat in it for it to stay that way. So I'm just going to do that.
I'm inspired. Chicken quesadillas are on my menu at home tonight.
And I'm going to add a little bit more of the seasoning into this. A little bit more. Kick that up a little bit.
That was a lot of bit more, but yeah.
A lot of it more. And then I put some lime. It's just some lime I added.
It's just so pretty with all the colors, too.
Now, you always talk about the science of the flavors,
Yes.
and so we've got the spice there. We've added a bit more spice. We've got the crunch and the acidity maybe of some of the peppers, and now we've got lime. Additional citrus.
That's it. You hit all the points on the head right there.
You've been teaching me well, Chef.
Yes.
You also need that acid.
Yes, and that's going to definitely cover all of the palate. You're going to have that fresh flavor. You're going to have
beautiful.
The color, because you know we eat with the eyes. And you see there.
Look at that.
And what I'm going to do now is, oh man, look at that.
Look at the design.
Perfect.
It's so pretty. I've been failing with my just doing it in a skillet, but I need to start doing it with the griddle pan like that.
And what I'm going to do now, here's one of the big mistakes a lot of people make is they just go ahead and cut this instantly. You don't want to do that because then everything's going to what? Just
fall out.
Fall all out of it. So give it a few seconds. You might have, you know, you might make a margarita. You might
that's the spirit.
You know, you might do something like that. And then you cut it. So we just give it a few seconds or so.
Now, while we're waiting, we've got some pineapple here.
Yes,
now, I will admit, as long as we've been cooking together, I have never cut a pineapple and put it on the stove.
Yes.
But you say it's very easy.
Very simple. On the next one, I'll show you how to do that.
There we go.
But what you do is, you know, I cut it in half, of course. Then you're going to create that flat surface, like I always say. And then you just quarter it, and then you're going to get 4 out of one side. You got a huge pineapple, you might turn that into 6 or 8. And then you just grill those. You know, you grill them off. And
just
you get
very quickly on
very
either
quickly
side.
on each side. And what that is, it's already going to have its nice sugar in the pineapple. But grilling it, the caramelization, it's going to give it some smokiness, some additional flavor profile. And it's going to go really nicely with cleaning the palate with eating this.
A nice side dish.
I'm going to let you get over here.
Okay, so now we let it sit for like, you know, a minute or so. So I'm going to go right in the middle. Like you were speaking about earlier, math is all around us, so we're going to quarter this.
Yeah,
so that means 4 right there, okay? Math is all around us. And here I'm using a serrated knife. This knife is good for cutting something that has a harder, crunchier texture on the outside, and it's softer on the inside. So you would use this on something like a baguette as well.
Okay.
So you don't want to mush your product down, okay?
We are learning many hacks today.
Okay, so now we got that all cut up beautifully. I'm just going to layer that. Put one piece in there.
Because the presentation is important too, like you said.
Another one.
Eat with
the eyes. Yep. And look at how that cheese is pulling. This is a commercial right here. And we got that. And of course, you cannot have a quesadilla without, you know, some sour cream. So I have sour cream here, and I have some scallions cut up. So what I'm going to do is garnish it with that. So I'm going to take some sour cream. This has just a little bit of salt and lime whipped in it, and adding a little bit of water to it so you can get it to the viscosity or consistency you want it to be.
So not just your average sour cream.
Not your average sour cream. So we're just going to
look at
hit a little bit of that on there, that jazz it up, and then we take our scallions.
There we go.
And we're done with it.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Well, we look forward to trying these out. We're going to let them cool just a little bit longer. Our show is going to return in less than 3 minutes, and you need to be here.
Love the recipes you see on the show? Visit virginiathismorning.com. Click on the Recipes tab and find your favorites to try out on your own.
Welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with us today on this Friday. We had a great time, and we hope that you enjoyed today's show. We're ending in the kitchen with fan favorite Chef Asar Aryang.
That's right. He gave us a kitchen hack, helping us to cut corn off the cob, and helped us make some chicken quesadillas. So now it's time to eat those chicken quesadillas.
Yes.
That is the exciting part.
Yes.
Here we go.
And there's some special sour cream on the top of these with a little lime. Is that
Yes,
what I heard?
a little lime in them. Yep.
Oh my God.
man.
Andres, I understand how you said you had a quesadilla from Chef Asar.
And then I ran home and made it that night. And this is why.
This is the best quesadilla I have ever had in my life. This is just beautiful.
Well, and the crunch of the vegetables, you're so right.
Yeah.
It's not your average quesadilla because most of the time you bite in and you just have cheese and meat.
Yes.
Yep.
But you got so much in here and it's delicious.
Thank you. You enjoy that, you know. They're enjoying this quesadilla. I'll take over at this point right here. Let them eat.
Sure, you can finish the show. We're just going to eat.
Oh my gosh. So good. You mentioned this is also a way to rejuvenate some of your chicken you might have made earlier in the week.
During the holiday season, a lot of times we have family over, we have guests, we entertain people, and one day you may have some roasted chicken on and there's still some left the next day. But you can cross-utilize that product by pulling that chicken, utilizing these same ingredients and making some quesadillas with them. You could use that chicken and make some chicken salad wraps with it. There's so many different things you can do to utilize products that's left over from an event you had with family over. As you mentioned earlier, you had so much ham left over.
Yeah.
You can take that ham and you can make some ham sliders with it. You can dice it up and have an omelet station and incorporate it that way. So there's many different ways you can use it up. You know.
Our goal is not to waste any food.
No, we don't want to waste any food and just kind of give it new life. And I love to just, you know, let's make the quesadilla look a little bit pretty with those grill lines on there.
Well, thank you to you, Chef. Thank you to all of our guests today, including Chef Asar Ariank, Justin Ross, Tawanda Robinson, Dave Parker, and Rockingham Insurance, and of course to all of you, our valued friends and viewers of the show.
We hope you have a wonderful and safe weekend. We will be back Monday morning starting at 8:56. We hope to see you then. Until then, have a fantastic Friday, great weekend, and dig in.